Here's what I want to know in the wake of yesterday's vote to oust Kevin McCarthy as Speaker. Will Democrats, yes, Democrats, come to regret voting to oust him? After all, early indications point to a new Speaker potentially more radical than McCarthy. Today, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and Congressman Jim Jordan both threw their hats in the ring, and right now, they're the only two candidates running for the job. Both definitely further right than McCarthy. And doesn't that fall on Democrats? Yes, Matt Gaetz and the 7 Republicans who joined his rebellion are ultimately the ones who set this train in motion. But they did it because McCarthy made a small compromise with Democrats to avoid a government shutdown. And then 208 Democrats vote McCarthy out as well. Were they thinking about who was going to replace him? Because it seems like some of them are living on Fantasy Island. This is Pennsylvania Democrat Pat Ryan on CNN this morning, making what seemed like a serious case for Hakeem Jeffries to be the new House Speaker.
What we've been doing has not worked. I'm calling on 5 Republicans to unify with us as Democrats, support Hakeem Jeffries, and let's move the country forward.
Obviously, there is no chance that Democrats are getting Speaker Hakeem Jeffries. It will be a Republican. He knows that. Rhode Island Democrat Seth Magaziner said this on MSNBC this morning.
I'm hopeful that we can elect a new speaker quickly, and that new speaker will be someone who will work across party lines in a bipartisan way to get things done.
That would be great. We love bipartisanship on this show. We love the political moderates on both sides. We advocate for what we call the marginalized moderate majority. But it sure seems less likely that a moderate Republican takes the lead than someone like Jim Jordan, who didn't exactly sound a note of bipartisanship in his letter announcing his bid, quote, far-left progressive policies are destroying our communities, our security, and our future. No matter what we do, we must do it together as a Republican conference. Scalise's pitch, much the same. We've seen when we unite as a conference, we can deliver wins for the American people. Now we need to take those unified positions and work to extract conservative wins from the Democrats, Senate, and White House. Look, Kevin McCarthy didn't help his case when he attacked Democrats just hours after striking a deal with them on a continuing resolution to fund the government, and insisting that he would not work with them or even, quote, provide anything to them as part of negotiations. But I would think the Democrats should be thinking about their constituents first and foremost, about their best interest. Blue voters, who will be, it seems, in a worse place if this ends up with a more radical speaker. It just feels like maybe the Democrats cut off their nose to spite their face. But joining me now is Congressman Wiley Nickel, a moderate Democrat from North Carolina. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. What am I getting wrong here?
Dan, thanks for having me. You know, I think you got it right. We need a Speaker of the House who will bring our country together, and we didn't have that with the last one. I think to your point, though, it's much more likely that we get 5 Republicans joining with us if we really are going to get things done in this Congress. And I got elected in a Republican district. I came to Washington because voters in my district were tired of extreme right MAGA Republicans, and that's who I beat. And I think you're seeing that play out in Congress right now. So I'm hopeful that this process allows, for the few moderate Republicans that remain to say, listen, our chances of getting things done, we want to, have real immigration reform, real border security, fund Ukraine, keep the lights on for the federal government. Better to get that done working with Democrats who want to get things done rather than these far right extremists, that are a minority of the Republicans in Congress, but that are holding all of us hostage.
Let me rephrase the question then. If it is Scalise or Jordan, will you come to regret the fact that you voted out Kevin McCarthy?
I think if we have another speaker who continues to govern only for the far right, most extreme members of the Republican Party, we're going to have Republicans who are much more interested in working with folks like me and members of the Problem Solvers Caucus, which I'm a member of, than their own party, because we're seeing the extremists becoming more and more prevalent in the Republican Party. I was amazed at the number of Republicans who want to hand Ukraine over to Putin and stop all funding to Ukraine. And there's a serious disagreement in the Republican Party, and frankly, they just don't have their house in order. And until they do that, we're going to have a real problem in Congress until moderates come over and join with the Democrats.
Well, let me ask you, thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.